That end, hype. Definitely hype. But also raises many eyebrows and questions. Because Yachiru is, in fact, the Zanpakuto of Kenpachi. So, I want to talk about this. I just gonna, before even, dive into that can of worms, let's just, talk about the Bankai hype. So, Kenpachi is about to get Bankai. And that right there is probably going to be fucking overpowered. And my overall impressions of it, I'm looking forward to it. It's probably going to be godlike. But I'm scared. I'm very scared about one thing that I need to mention. And I believe that some of you might already be facing this worry just as I am right now. So I'm just going to confront it before I get into some of the beef of this chapter. So, Kenpachi, he's getting a Bankai. Like, wait, it's finally about to be revealed. I'm worried that this Bankai is just going to be a Bankai that repels miracles. For instance, it's a Bankai that's being introduced now just to counter the enemy that's currently facing Kenpachi. I'm worried that's what type of Bankai this is, because we have seen a reoccurring pattern a little bit, not exactly, we haven't seen it every time. I mean, look at the last fight with, Urahara, but I mean, there is some things, like some Bankais we've seen, that usually are just anti the enemy you're currently facing, and I just really hope that Kenpachi's Bankai that's about to be revealed isn't just an anti-miracle thing, and that's it. I hope it has a very broad, usage, and it's not just going to be for this one opponent, because that would kind of upset me a little bit, and also, since Kenpachi's a really awesome character, I would just hate it if, he fell into that to where his Bankai can counter an enemy and it's the first time it's introduced. So, getting it off of that, now that I've kind of said my piece on that, let's talk about the other things. So, Yachiru, she is, in fact, Kenpachi's Zanpakuto. And I'm a little bit confused about this because, I mean, it makes you wonder exactly her situation of how she didn't even know her own name in the beginning of the series. Like, Yachiru never really knew her own name, and, Kenpachi gave it to her. And then on top of that, I mean, there's many questions to have at the origin of this. But what this reminds me of, there's one thing that this entire situation reminds me of. And I highly doubt I'm the first one to see the correlation of this, so I'm not going to say I am. But this situation with Yachiru and Kenpachi, it reminds me a lot of Stark. If you remember Stark, the fight in, previous arcs of Bleach, that was one of the most iconic characters, or one of the best fights of the series, in my personal opinion, and Stark was an awesome character. I loved how, how he had, like, a split soul and stuff, and this exactly reminds me of that situation with Yachiru and Kenpachi. Talking about how Kenpachi managed to get his Bankai. It makes sense. It does. From the information we were given a very long time ago of how, captains or anyone could achieve a Bankai or a Shikai, it's very simple. I mean, you have it to where they need to be able to manifest their, Zanpakuto. And that's kind of what Kenpachi's been doing. I mean, look, Yachiru is his Zanpakuto. He's been manifesting, and then he finally kind of bent her to his will to where he could, use her and turn her into a Bankai. And it makes a lot of sense to the, information we know about how someone obtains a Shikai and a Bankai. It makes a whole lot of sense now. I mean, it makes sense of how Ken can get his Bankai at this moment. The main question is why could he not use his Shikai until just recently? Because if Yachiru all along has been, with him and all that, and he could, make her manifest into what she is, for instance, almost to a Bankai level, it makes you wonder, why didn't she know her name? And then also, why didn't he already have a Shikai to begin with? Because it raises some questions. But for now, though, there's not much more information we have on this. We're going to have to wait until Kubo kind of gives us more explanation on it with some flashbacks. I'm willing to bet he's going to give us a flashback. But I am very happy that Yachiru is in this chapter. Because I'm starting to wonder, I mean, where the fuck did Yachiru go? She just disappeared. She was completely fucking gone. And I was like, where did she go? So I'm glad to see that she is alive at the very least. She's still around. And I wonder if this is like GG to her being, in physical form in the real life. Or if she's, going to be like that for the rest of the the time in the series. Like, is she just going to be a sword? Is she going to be able to manifest into the real world? I'm very curious about that, too, of how Kubo's going to handle that. Is her character, like, in fact, just gone and just going to be now a sword? Or, So, yeah, a lot of questions. Very good chapter, though. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or nights wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.